television sports, including the CBS Sports Network, Showtime Sports, CBSSports.com, and the CBS Sports Radio Network. The best in sports online, on radio, and on the air. CBS Sports. Expect it here.
Michael Jordan puts it up. Yes! Launches the shot. Oh, it almost went in. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Big finish. Dreams to come true.
On the road to the Final Four, we join you today from Central New York, the Carrier Dome. The number 10 team in the country, Louisville, matched up with the number 12, Syracuse Orange. And welcome courtside, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Clark Kellogg. Big day of basketball here on CBS, the start of a triple header and a crucial Big East matchup between these two teams. Last time they met back in January at the Yum Center, Clark, Louisville was ranked number 1 of the country. Syracuse with a come-from-behind victory. Things have changed since then. Let's talk about this Louisville team. The guards really set the tone for Rick Pitino.
They are diminutive, but they are clearly a dynamic duo. Smith and Siva can give it to you a lot of ways. Offensively, a little streaky from the three-point line, but they excel at attacking the rim. Both can score the ball, about 28 points a game between them, but defensively is where they really wreak havoc with tremendous speed, anticipation, and aggressiveness.
And Syracuse has an electrifying talent at the point guard position as well. Michael Carter-Williams. Right now, we hear from MCW in his own words.
Hi, I'm Michael Carter-Williams. I'm 6'6". I'm from Hamilton, Massachusetts, and I'm the point guard for the Syracuse Orange. I like to get my teammates involved. I pass first, point guard. When I make a great pass, everyone gets involved. Our goal is to win today against Louisville, to win the Big East tournament, and to win the national championship.
Williams is second in the nation in assists and is clearly one of the nation's premier stat sheet stuffers.
All right, let's get inside this matchup now. Louisville and Syracuse. AT&T fast analysis from you, Special Clay.
We go back to the Louisville guard. The CBS eye tracker is going to track Peyton Siva. Look at him go from side to side, tracking the ball, waiting for the opportunity to pounce, ever active, ever alert, and as a result, able to ultimately force the turnover. That's what Louisville likes to do. Syracuse will play the zone defense. Louisville can attack it in the soft spot, the belly, the middle of that foul line area. That creates shots for Jang or passes to teammates along the baseline.
It is March. The Carrier Dome is packed for Louisville, and Syracuse will have starting lineups. Opening tip, Big East basketball, right here on CBS. College basketball coverage is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. Cars.com. Get the right car without all the drama. Cars.com. All drive, no drama. And by Lowe's. Lowe's. Never stop improving. Louisville head coach Rick Pitino was actually an assistant under Jim Boeheim for 2 years in the 70s at Syracuse. Let's check out the starting lineup for the Cardinals. It's Siva and Smith in the backcourt. Up front, Blackshear, Jang, and Bohannon. For Syracuse, the guards, Carter-Williams and Trish. Across that front line for the Orange, Fair, Grant, and Christmas. Jim Boeheim, now in his 37th year as the head coach at Syracuse. His team has lost 2 in a row. Time right now for Northwest Mutual, planning for success. We sat down with Coach Boeheim yesterday, quote, "We've had one bad half of basketball this season, and it happened to come against Georgetown." The disappointing loss 1 week ago where they just couldn't buy a bucket in the second half, and Otto Porter Jr. really sliced them up. John Cal, John Gaffney, Mike Eaves, veteran officiating crew for Louisville and Syracuse. The 21st all-time meeting, Christmas and Jang to jump it up. We're underway at the Carrier Dome. Syracuse controls the tip. 74-71 loss at Marquette on Monday night. Syracuse did shoot 47%. Trish is off the mark to start things off, and it's rebounded by Jang. Louisville coming off a 79-58 win at DePaul on Wednesday night.
That's a good look for Syracuse starting the game. Trish has struggled with his three-point shot, as has Michael Carter-Williams. But Russ Smith splashing one early.
The fearless Russ Smith, Jr. from New York City, gets Louisville on the board. Trish the curl. Kick out, Grant, freshman. Carter Williams lines it up for three.
That's a good sign. Jim Boeheim told us yesterday, Ian, one of the keys for his team to be at its best is Michael Carter Williams and Brandon Trish knocking down good perimeter shots.
Back-to-back losses to Georgetown and Marquette for Syracuse. They are 16-1 at the Carrier Dome this season, tied for 4th in the Big East. Working around the perimeter, Siva with 12 to shoot. Lob it inside. They had a tough time with Jang in the first meeting back in January.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He had 6 assists because he got the ball in the middle of the zone.
Smith lets it fly. It's off the rim. And a rebound controlled by Carter Williams for Syracuse. Get it ahead for Trish. Trying to turn the corner. He was met there by Blackshear.
Both of these teams play matchup zones, Ian, but a lot of man-to-man principles. They track the ball, want to put heat on the ball, and then want to rotate everybody together to keep it out of the middle.
C.J. Fair, a leaner for Fair, comes up well short. Fair averaging 16 points per game in Big East play.
Yeah, he's been in double digits. What, 18 straight, I think it is.
Jang misses on the turnaround. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Carter Williams finds Fair. Nice cut to the rim. Missed it with the right hand. And rebound controlled by Blackshear. Up the floor. Smith in attack mode. Collision. Offensive foul. Russ Smith trying to take it to the hole.
He should have given that ball up. We had a classic 2-on-1, and that's exactly what Rick Pitino is telling us. Understand what the situation is in transition. He's got an easy layup for a teammate. That's Peyton Siva. He's got to give that ball up. Nice job by Williams to step in and take the charge, but Smith made it easy for him, Ian, because he predetermined that he was taking that ball all the way to the right.
Early change here for Jim Boeheim. The senior James Sutherland is in. He didn't play the last time these two teams met. Academic ineligibility that he dealt with for 6 games.
He's got as pretty a stroke as there is in the country, does Sutherland.
Carter Williams, too strong. Jang with a box out. Syracuse opens up 1 of 5. We're tied up at 3 apiece. Blackshear, the jumper. Long rebound. Syracuse with numbers if they hurry. A 3-on-2 developing. Carter Williams gets around the defender, Siva, and he banks it in. Little bump, no call. Fans were looking for one. It's 5-3 Orange. Siva feed the post. Jang the back in. Christmas holds his ground. Here's Smith weaving through traffic. On the outside, another open look. Blackshear too strong. Rebound by Hannon. Denied on the inside by Christmas. Ball knocked around. Louisville controls it. Jang, dangerous pass. It's intercepted by Sutherland. Carter Williams will set up Syracuse here. Louisville riding a 4-game winning streak. They've won 7 of their last 8 since the loss to Syracuse. Carter Williams short on the floater. Clark, Louisville 1 of 6 from the field. They come in shooting it at 45% on the season.
Shot quality has been good, though. They've gotten Blackshear a couple of nice looks. That's a decent look for Smith. Just overshot it in that soft spot in the short corner against the zone. So the shot quality hasn't really been bad either way. I think both teams have gotten decent looks.
Half-court set here. Sutherland turns and fires. Too much on it. It's controlled by Bohannon for Louisville. 5-3, Syracuse in front. Just over 4 minutes gone by in this first half. Again, they'll try Jang. Outside the dribble drive, Blackshear short. And that collapsing defense as Blackshear saw bodies coming at him. Fair to the hoop, off balance. It's good and a foul. C.J. Fair banks it in and a chance at a 3-point play.
So far, the difference in the game, a couple of fast break scoring opportunities for Syracuse. Michael Carter Williams first, and there's C.J. Fair. He got fouled, and he'll have 1 when we get back. Back here at the Carrier Dome, we're going to see Syracuse Michael Carter Williams going to be able to get to the basket. Peyton Siva is going back to try to take a charge, but Williams, you see him with the Euro step, able to avoid the contact and make a difficult shot. The difference in the game right now, Ian, plus 4 points in transition for Syracuse.
Michael Carter-Williams now on the bench. He's replaced by Trevor Cooney, so that means Trish will shift over to the point guard spot. C.J. Fair can add to the Syracuse lead. He shoots it at 83% from the free throw line. And it's off the mark. Rebound leaks out to Ware, who's in the game for Louisville. Siva picked up a foul earlier, and now Montrezl Harrell also in for the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's a terrific offensive rebounder, so Syracuse has to make sure they get a body on Harrell when shots go up.
And a jump shot from Luke Hancock, versatile junior from Roanoke, Virginia. Transferred from George Mason, high basketball IQ, comes in averaging about 7 points per game. He cuts into the Syracuse lead, which is 1. Fair takes it in on Hancock. Rebound, Christmas trying to battle for position. And it's going the other way, out of bounds. Shuffling in and out, Jeremy Grant, son of former NBA veteran Harvey Grant. He's in for C.J. Fair for Syracuse. And Louisville with a chance to grab the lead here. Siva in a matchup with Cooney out front. Jang, they give him the jumper, and he knocks it down. That is a much improved part of his game from freshman year to junior year.
No question about it, Ian. He's shooting with so much confidence, excellent form and rotation. And we talked about it at the top of the telecast. The soft spot of that Syracuse zone is right in the middle, foul line extended. Jang, an excellent passer. You have to respect that, and he hurt him with the jump.
Neither team shooting it well. Sutherland is off the mark. Long rebound, Jang. Off and running for Ware. Picked up by Trish. On a kick out, Siva, open look. Off the mark for 3. Sutherland with the board. Trish will now get Syracuse into its offense here with just over 7 minutes elapsed. Or 6 and change in this first half. 8-7 Louisville with the lead. Grant now looks down low. He's one-on-one with Hancock. Foul called as Grant wheeled around the free throw line.
Gorgie Jang is going to be right in this area here in the middle of that zone, folks. And because of that, he's going to get himself a nice little jump shot. Once he gets it back, turns and faces, you see Christmas backing off, and that gives Jang what we call a warm-up jumper. Nobody within 4 or 5 feet of him.
Jeremy Grant at the free throw line, 52%. Freshman from Hyattsville, Maryland. Baseball season is almost here. Get ready by moving your fantasy league to the site that's won 10 Best Commissioner Awards. Visit cbssports.com/baseball to get started. Jang now sits for Louisville, so he'll get a breather at the 13:38 mark. And now Dajuan Coleman checks in. The freshman, local product from Janesville, New York, had left knee surgery on January 29th, had started 20 games and has not played since that point. Carter-Williams has also returned for Syracuse. Hancock working around the perimeter. High screen. Van Treese was there, and a travel. Hancock, a little indecision out front, and the 3rd turnover for Louisville.
In the first meeting, Rick Pitino told us his team played well enough to win and just kind of frittered it away at the end. They won the turnover game. 9 turnovers for Louisville, 16 committed by Syracuse, but big plays were made by the guy with the ball here, Michael Carter-Williams. He actually had the game-winning hoop on the steal. Scored 9 of the last 11 for the Cuse in that win in Louisville.
Those 16 Syracuse turnovers led to 21 Louisville points. They're the best in the Big East in turning teams over and turning it into easy buckets. Coleman, a back in, using his strength, missed it on the inside. Rebound juggled, and Treese couldn't get to it. Who's got it last? Syracuse will control it. Up to the minute standings in the Big East right now. Georgetown, what a job that John Thompson has done with that program. 12-3, Louisville a game behind Syracuse, 2 games out of the top spot.
Graped up, if you will.
No doubt. C.J. Fair returns for Syracuse, and he replaces Grant. Ball movement, Sutherland. Can't hit the 3. And a rebound controlled on the weak side by Harrell. Hancock fakes out Sutherland and draws the foul on the floor. Syracuse now 3 of 13 from the field. Louisville is 3 of 11. These are the two highest scoring teams in the Big East. But when they play one another, defense becomes paramount.
Exactly. Both of these teams, again, play matchup zone defenses with man principles. They track and trace the ball, put pressure on it, and have good length on the wings and even inside to get out and challenge shots from a distance.
Russ Smith back in along with Gorgui Dieng. Smith just went over 1,000 career points, 65th player in Louisville history to do it. Dieng forced to back it out. Coleman is protecting the rim for Syracuse. Smith, the drive, he finds Dieng on a rack attack.
Beautifully done by Russ Smith. That was penetration with a purpose to draw defenders and get a teammate a layup at the rim. Beautifully done by Smith.
It's a 7-0 run for Louisville and a 3-point lead for the Cardinals. Outside, Cooney. Just under 12 minutes to play in this first half. They switch off out front with Ware. Now checking out Carter Williams. Leaning jump shot, no.
Challenge shot against good defense, not the way you want to attack that zone.
Up the floor, Harrell to the hoop. It goes and a foul. Montrezl Harrell, the freshman from North Carolina, tough, athletic, and a chance at a 3-point play. It's a 9-0 Louisville run. We get a timeout at the Carrier Dome. Clark, you could put another X through another day on your calendar. I know you're counting down 15 days away from the NCAA tournament field being revealed live here on CBS during the selection show, followed by Infinity Selection Sunday on True TV, and then NCAA tournament action on 4 networks: CBS, TBS, TNT, True TV, all the way through to the Final Four from Atlanta right here on CBS. Montrezl Harrell at the free throw line, 48% shooter. And it's rebounded by Fair. Syracuse had a 7-0 run, Clark. Louisville has now gone on a 9-0 run.
Nice job here attacking the zone. Finally in the middle. Syracuse has kind of been settling for wing jumpers. You've got to probe that thing in the middle, the meat of that zone. And as a result, a quick attack in the middle gets Fair wide open jumper. He's excellent at that shot.
Good find. Rejected by Sutherland. Harrell couldn't get a clean shot. And it was last touched by Louisville.
Nice recovery here by Sutherland, because that's an excellent pass from Dieng to Harrell. And then attacking his own quick hit. Nice job by MCW. And then the quick catch and shoot. When you catch that ball against the zone at that foul line area, you can't put it down. You got to turn and face and put pressure on the defense.
Near turnover for Carter Williams, able to save it. Just under 11 minutes to play in this first half. It's a 3-point lead for Louisville. Kick out. Trish. Book it.
Again, middle attack, opposite side pass. You get a better quality shot. Nice job by Syracuse here.
First two of the day for Brandon Trish, the senior from Janesville, New York. Dieng gets a touch, turns on Coleman. Dieng can't get the banker, but he is hacked. So Gorgui Dieng will head to the free throw line.
Trish, after the ball was entered into the middle on the other side and reverse, gets a one-on-one opportunity right in his wheelhouse and converts. But it started because the ball got inside to Fair and he kicked it opposite, and that created the opportunity for Brandon Trish. Second
foul on Coleman, so he's going to take a seat. Dieng at the line where he shoots it at 67%. Coming in for the first time for Syracuse will be Bey Musa Keita. It is Keita. You have confirmation. He's been Keita. He's now Keita. And we respect the pronunciation.
Yes, sir.
So we're going with that. Bey Musa Keita, the junior from Senegal. Dieng, 5.6 rebounds for him. He misses on the second attempt. Siva back in there for Louisville. Along with Shane Bahanek. Sutherland catch and shoot. Rimming, no. Rebound, battle on the inside. Fair comes out of the pack, and it's a jump ball. The tie-up possession arrow to Louisville.
Good quality shot that time for Syracuse for its best perimeter shooter, Sutherland. Nice work by Fair. Both of these teams doing exactly what we expected. Louisville going to play a lot of people, double-digit minutes. They look to try to wear you down over the 40-minute game.
Hannon had it jarred loose, but a reach-in foul.
Yeah, that was Cato on the reach-in. Slow reacting and a good take by Bohannon, who's undersized as a four-man, but he's powerful and quick in his movements. Excellent feet and a nice mid-range stroke as well.
You're right, he's burly at 6'6", 250, sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio, but a wide body and a big frame. Second foul, it's called on Sutherland, so that's 2 for Sutherland. He's going to have to sit, and Grant replaces him. I was with you. It looked like Keita had gotten him on the other side.
Sure did.
That's a pivotal call. Sutherland is now on the bench. The rebound controlled by Grant.
Well, both of these teams leaving a lot to be desired at the charity stripe, Maya. You can't leave that lettuce out there.
Syracuse is 0 of 3. Louisville's 1 of 5. Trish can't answer. Putback doesn't go for Keita.
I don't know why he didn't dunk it without coming down. He had a clear lane to the rim on the initial get.
Pull-up pop comes up short from Smith. Get it ahead for Grant. Right to the middle. Fair. Offensive foul.
That's a good call. A poorly run break that time because the ball didn't get to the middle soon enough. Here's Grant giving it to Fair in a tough spot, and Hancock anticipated it clearly outside of the restricted arc area and took the contact.
Louisville leads by 2. Team fouls, 5 against Syracuse, 3 against Louisville. Zhang now forced away from the rim. 15 to shoot. Smith is yet to get it going. His pass is taken away by Fair. 5 Louisville turnovers. Trish leaves it for Carter Williams. We hit the 9-minute mark of this first half.
Let's see if Syracuse will get back to trying to make sure somebody circulates into the middle of that zone.
These two teams have combined to shoot 28% from the field so far. Skip pass. Fair is open. Yes.
Nicely done. There are a number of ways to attack the zone, man. You can go to the middle, which I think is the ideal place, but diagonal passes really can put pressure on that zone defense as well.
Bohannon in some trouble. Outside, Hancock. Gives it up for Smith. Loses his footing, and it's scooped up by Trish. Syracuse with a chance to take the lead. Long lead pass broken up by Siva. Cato couldn't catch it, and Hancock will get it ahead. Bohannon waits for his teammates. Zhang at the free throw line. Loops a feed. Smith knocks it down. It's a 3.
Textbook. Probe the middle, and when you've got a guy as tall as Zhang who can see over the defense for his shot or an open teammate, that's exactly what you want.
Second 3 of the day for Russ Smith. He's got 6 points. Louisville in front, 16-13. Trish taking his time here. They'll spread the floor. Syracuse 5-5 in its last 10 games since that win over Louisville. Kate on a kick out. Fair is open. He buries it. 8 points for C.J. Fair. He has done the majority of the scoring here for Syracuse.
There's not been a more consistent producer in college basketball than C.J. Fair. Understated, but high impact in his performance.
Smith, it glances off of Hancock. It's out of bounds. We got a break in the action. 7:14 mark of this first half. Big East battle at the Carrier Dome. Louisville up by 1. Game summary up here in Syracuse, 16-15, Louisville in front. Neither team has shot it well. Turnovers, 6 of them for the Cardinals in this first half. Smith has 6, Fair has 8 for the Orange.
Nice job attacking the zone by Syracuse here. Diagonal pass over top of the zone, and Fair with the catch and shoot from the baseline. probe it inside on the pass, and there's Fair making himself available for another catch and shoot. This young man just understands how to play, never really forces the issue. 16 points a game, about 7 boards. I mean, he just gets it done game after game. And I mentioned it earlier, 18 consecutive games in double digits for C.J. Fair.
And Clark, he's added about 10 pounds, so he's gotten stronger, a little more physical, so he can get into the fray there around the paint and make some plays. Kick out, here's Fair. Soft touch, but it comes off the rim, and a foul called underneath. So it's Christmas picking it up.
Well, you see Fair and Carter Williams getting the bulk of the production. That other basket by Brandon Trish. So Fair and MCW carrying the load offensively so far.
The last time these two teams played, Trish had 23 points on 9 of 13 from the field.
They got 18 of them in the first half, Ryan, when he was 7 of 7.
Smith gives it up. Two-man game with Jang. He got 2 men in the air. 15 to shoot. Grant comes out to defend Jang. Off the window. It doesn't go. The follow does. So Bohannon missed it initially, and Jang was able to bust through there.
Well, I tell you what, Gorgie Jang is so active and so improved as an offensive player in terms of his confidence, his shot-making ability from the foul line, an excellent passer. He's always been a terrific offensive rebounder.
And the wingspan is ridiculous, 7'4".
Yeah.
So he can have an impact, tipping balls, knocking them away. Trish is going to get called for the offensive. Smith took the hit for Louisville.
Good activity by Zhang. He moves the ball, but he doesn't give up on it. Bohannon not going to convert. Nobody gets a body on Zhang, and here he comes right at you above the rim.
Louisville 18, Syracuse 15. We're down to 5:50 to play in this first half. Siva will try it. Rimming, no. Rebounded by Grant for Syracuse. Carter Williams got off to a quick start. It's been quiet for him in the second portion of this first half. Syracuse shooting it at 32% from the field.
And only down 3.
Carter Williams puts it on the deck. Siva picks his pocket. Lead feed. Bohannon gives it up inside. Blackshear denied by Fair. Scramble for it. Now we're going to tie up. Possession arrow to Syracuse.
Well, excellent hustle both ways, but that's a case where Blackshear has to go strong to the rim on that fast break opportunity instead of trying to avoid the shot blocker.
Sutherland back in, playing with 2 fouls. This is a Syracuse team that had won 38 in a row at the Dome prior to the Georgetown loss last week. Michael Carter Williams to the hoop. That gets swatted by Jang.
That's a case where Carter Williams has to know Zhang is there and try to drop that off to an open teammate.
Now it's Jang on the other end. Off the rim. Rebound comes out to Trish. Syracuse trying to push tempo. The lob. Sutherland lays it in. What a delivery by Trish. Smith off a made basket going to the hoop. It's good and a foul. Russ Smith catches Syracuse napping as he takes it to the hoop.
Terrific end-to-end action here, folks. Beautiful pass by Trish to Sutherland. And then Louisville not waiting at all. After the make, here comes Russ Smith. Right at you, drawing contact, the hoop, and he'll have a chance for the three-point play.
Russ Smith, second in the Big East in scoring behind Bryce Cotton of Providence. He's got 9 points in the first half.
He averages 7 free throw attempts per game, too, because he's relentless and fearless in attacking the basket.
Carter Williams off the ball. Trish is handling it. Now the suffocating defense. Look for the open man at Sutherland. Can't hit the 3. And a push inside. Keita got shoved underneath. Coming up Wednesday on Survivor, one tribe is united and the other is divided. Plus, A medical emergency will take someone out of the game. New Survivor, that's Wednesday only. CBS. Kevin Ware picks up the foul. Siva comes back in for Louisville. Fouls against Syracuse, 4 against Louisville. Upstairs, Trish had it knocked away.
Well, that's excellent defensive work by Shane Bohannon. He was matched up with the smaller, quicker Trish, but moved his feet, bodied up on him, as you see Van Treese entering the game for Gorgie Zhang. Rick Pitino going to buy a little extra rest time for Gorgie as we're coming upon the media timeout at the next dead ball.
Louisville leads the Big East in opponent points per game, limiting their opponents to 58.5. Up top, and the finish inside by Bohannon. So Louisville extends to a 6-point lead over Syracuse. And Jim Boeheim wants a timeout. This is the largest cushion of the day for Louisville. Final time these two teams will play in the regular season as members of the Big East. Syracuse headed to the ACC. Louisville will join them there eventually. Rick Pitino, head coach at Louisville, finalist for the Basketball Hall of Fame. That will be announced on April the 8th in Atlanta. And here's a list of the 2013 finalists.
That's a strong group, coaches and players. I think Gary Payton is shooting. I think Rick Pitino also should be a guy who hears his name called on April 8th.
Trish on a kick out. Carter Williams, an open look. Rebound. Van Treese couldn't grab it, but it is snared by Ware.
Those are the shots Syracuse has to be able to knock down.
Louisville up 6. Blackshear. History doesn't go. Van Treese is going to get called for the foul inside. 15th foul against Louisville. Syracuse will have possession. When we come back, it's Louisville in front on the road at the Dome. Syracuse struggling once again from the field. 7 of 20 two-point attempts. 1 of 7 on three-pointers. They trail Louisville 23-17 with 3:13 to go in the first half.
And the bulk of those shots I think have been pretty good quality. You've got to be able to knock some of those down. Louisville has been able to get some inside. Syracuse doesn't really have a powerful presence offensively inside, so they've got to rely more on penetration, kickouts, and then perimeter shooting, and runouts if they can, as they did earlier in this game, some of those chances as well.
Syracuse has won 3 straight against Louisville, including that matchup back on January the 18th, 70-68 at the Young Center. Trying to find a soft spot in that matchup zone. Carter Williams now gives it up on a kick. Sutherland, one bounce, doesn't get it to go.
That's a quality shot, Ian, just like we talked about a moment ago.
Siva using the Van Treese screen. Now he releases. Siva the jumper. Grazes the rim, saved by Van Treese, and a new shot clock to work with. Official stop play here coming up. AT&T at the half. Greg Gumbel, Greg Anthony, Doug Gottlieb, Seth Davis, all the scores and highlights. And the latest NCAA tournament news, that's all coming up on AT&T at the half. They're checking to see whether or not Siva's shot hit the rim. From our angle, it looked like it did graze it.
I thought as well, Ian.
Watch the trajectory of the ball.
Oh, yeah,
clearly.
Yeah, got Ian. Good look at it right here, folks. Clearly, shot clock should be reset, which it was, and we'll play basketball now.
Siva struggling, 0 of 5 from the field, no points, 4 assists. Rick Pitino before the game telling us this is the one team that Siva has had problems with through the years. Siva, an experienced senior from Seattle, Washington. Bohannon, tough shot. Van Treese had it ripped away by Trish. And a foul in the backcourt. It'll work against Bohannon. That's his first. 6th team foul against Louisville. Syracuse with Carter Williams, Fair, Trish, Sutherland, and Keita. Now Jang is back in for Louisville with Bohannon, Ware, Siva, and Hancock.
You know, it's only a 6-point deficit for Syracuse, but it feels like a little more than that.
Agreed.
it's important that they get a couple of baskets to go down this last 2 minutes here. And again, I like to see somebody gravitate to the middle of that zone, primarily C.J. Fair. Good turn and face here. And then he took a tough shot. That's a false shot. You got to kick that ball to the wing if you don't have a good, clean look initially.
Hancock. Now it's Jang. Wraparound pass. He is intercepted by Carter Williams. On the move.
Nice.
Trish, open look. In and out for three. Fair inside, and he finishes.
That's great work. A quick hit ahead for a quality shot, and you've got the defense transitioning, unable to block out, so you get the offensive board.
10 points for C.J. Fair, the junior from Baltimore, Maryland. Siva doesn't take the three. Hancock will. And it's rebounded by Trish. Mark Carter Williams make that as he'll work his way up the floor. 1 minute to play in this first half. 4-point lead for Louisville over Syracuse. High screen, Keita sets it. The senior Trish doesn't want to take the long one. 50 seconds left. Trish. 8 to shoot. Carter Williams now with 6, trying to make it happen. Sutherland pulls the trigger. It doesn't go. And Jang is able to tap the ball to himself. Louisville can hold for one. The shot clock and game clock all lined up as we wind down in this first half.
Boy, another pretty good look for Syracuse for the team's best shooter, and Rick Pitino going to diagram a play here.
So we'll step aside with 21.8 to play in this first half. It's Louisville up 4 on Syracuse. Well, the offense went south against Georgetown 1 week ago, and here in the first half for Syracuse, they have put up just 19 points, the lowest points in a half this season, 22 against Cincinnati back in January. And you've talked about it, Clark. They've had open looks. Sutherland has had open shots. Trish, Carter Williams got off to a hot start, but then he cooled off, and Syracuse finds itself down by 4 against Louisville.
Hey, I know these teams are really good defensively, but when you have this kind of shooting, 18 of 60, guys are missing shots that they should be making. And that's a combination of confidence, rhythm, but it's not all defense when you see this kind of shooting.
Carter Williams scored the first 5 points of the day for Syracuse. Has not scored since. He's 2 of 7. Louisville holds for 1. 10 seconds left.
And you want to get to work about now so you have a chance, if you don't score it, to rebound it.
Siva, no. Rebound. Jang got it, but the ball hit the baseline. It was out of bounds. But Jang thought he was going to get a clean look by himself to beat the buzzer.
Well, they might get a second or so if that ball stays at this end. It looks like they might have to put another second on the clock. They'll take a look at it.
And it was close. Keita was walking the tightrope there.
It was very close.
As the ball got bounced high in the air and somehow ricocheted over to Gorgui Jang.
Let's take a look here. Good effort by Jang, who never gives up on it. Bohannon in there as well.
What may have happened is the ball touched Keita's leg when he was out of bounds. That would be the only thing that strikes me. They're going to put...
I think that's exactly what happened there, Ryan.
About 0.4 of a second on the clock.
Yeah, you're right on top of it. Because that's about when it occurred.
Yep.
So, yep.
And John Cal had a great angle right underneath the rim, so he saw what he saw. And actually, they're saying it's against Louisville out of bounds, so it must have been Jang. Fair, slapped away by Hancock. And that's how this first half will end. A struggle offensively for Syracuse. Louisville hits the break with a 23-19 lead over the Orange here at the Carrier Dome. Right now, we're going to send it to New York. And our guy, Greg Gumbel.
Presents AT&T at the half. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Hello, everyone. everyone. Welcome to AT&T at the half. I'm Greg Gumbel. After 20 minutes of play at the Carrier Dome, Louisville leading Syracuse 23-19. Joining me here at the desk, Greg Anthony, Doug Gottlieb, Seth Davis. A season-low 19 points for Syracuse in the first half.
It is. You heard Clark talk about Peyton Siva and his struggles against this Syracuse zone. What's important is they get Gorgie Jang more involved offensively at the high post. That's where you need your decisions to be made against the zone, and he did a great job with his ability to not only knock down a mid-range jump shot when it was there, but he did a good job with his passing and decision-making overall on the interior. And when he wasn't scoring, he was also able to get to the glass, 10 rebounds. Not necessarily the same case, Dougie, for Syracuse.
Yeah, they get the ball to James Sutherland at the high post. This is a passing position, but he's up into his shot. He's 1 of 8 in the first half. Syracuse has to, like Louisville, attack a zone properly, get shooters below the level of the basketball. C.J. Fair several times over in the first half has caught the ball in the high post. He needs to face up, get Sutherland below the level of the ball, get Cooney below the level of the ball, and this becomes a passing position. Syracuse has been putrid recently against zones. Word's out, you got to zone them. And I think there's 3 reasons they're bad against the zone. One, the big guys can't pass like Gorgie Jang can. Secondly, when Sutherland or Fair catch the ball, they're attacking it much the way they attack a Syracuse zone in practice. Syracuse plays their zone up off the floor, and they're attacking it in kind. And lastly, they have to get their shooters below the level of the basketball. Syracuse is going to win the national title, and they were ranked number 1 early in the season. They have to attack a zone better. They got to use that high post as a passing position.
All right, guys, it's Louisville by 4 at halftime. Meanwhile, Seth, Alabama at Florida.
Big game for Florida. They lost 2 of their last 3, trying to stay alive for a number 1 seed. And the best news for them is they are at full strength for the first time in a month. Will you get their glue guy forwards? Played about 5 minutes here in the first half. Michael Frazier, their freshman guard, had a concussion. He is back. Alabama's hanging tough. Florida doing a great job going to the line.
Greg, what in the world is happening to Butler at VCU?
Shocking. How about Butler? 13 turnovers they average per game. 13 in the first half that have led to 21 points for VCU. Darius Theus here with the steal. At that point, put them up by 18, and they are running away with this thing, up 19 at the half.
Doug, the Terps on the road at Wake Forest.
On the road is a bad thing, especially when you haven't won a road game all year. Wake Forest, they did beat Miami at home, but the big thing is that Maryland can't win on the road. They're allowing the ball to get inside too easily. Maryland playing its way into the NIT after beating Duke at home and storming the floor.
And meanwhile, Maryland with a 30-24 lead. That's at halftime. Now, coming your way next on this CBS Sports triple header Saturday, a Big 12 matchup between West Virginia and number 6 Kansas as the Jayhawks close in on a record 9th straight Big 12 regular season conference title. A reminder for you, this week catch 2 top 25 teams gearing up for a run in March as 19th ranked Memphis takes on UTEP Tuesday at 9 Eastern, and number 14 New Mexico visits Nevada Wednesday at 10 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Number 5, Miami takes on 3rd-ranked Duke tonight. Seth has the latest on reports that senior forward Ryan Kelly might return for the Blue Devils after being out with an injury since January.
Greg, you can strike might from that sentence. Officially, Ryan Kelly is a game-time decision. I'll be shocked if he does not play tonight against Miami. In fact, I think there's a very good chance that Ryan Kelly will start this game. He practiced yesterday. Full contact, no restrictions for the first time since he went out a couple of months ago. This is a team that is looking to get ready for the NCAA tournament. Getting it back today will be important, but they want to get him ready for the next couple of weeks, let the committee know they're ready to be a number 1 seed, and get to be full strength. Ryan Kelly's playing tonight.
And he's important. Remember, he didn't play against Lehigh last year. They become a 4-out, 1-in team. They become a much more dynamic offensive team when Ryan Kelly plays.
All right, guys, speaking of Duke, they were beaten by Virginia in Charlottesville on Thursday night. Students and fans stormed the court, creating a scene which left Blue Devils head coach Mike Krzyzewski upset and concerned over his players' safety.
When we've lost in the last 20 years, everybody rushes the court. Whatever you're doing, you need to get the team off first. Obviously, you won. That's cool. Celebrate, have fun. Just get our team off the court and our coaching staff before students come on.
And I say, how can you argue with Coach K on that? And you say?
Well, I'm going to. Listen, I understand the safety issue, and I think that is a concern. You do not want to have a scenario where the coaches or players, or for that matter, even the other players. But listen, this is an integral part of college basketball. It's about the haves and the have-nots. The have-nots, this is their highlight. Give these kids the opportunity to celebrate and have a good time. This has been going on forever. What are we going to do next? We're going to outlaw tailgating at college football games? I mean, to me, it's a bit absurd. I agree with him in terms of not having a scenario where players can't get out of the fray.
But you got to allow this to transpire. It's what makes college basketball. It's one of the things that makes it great.
It makes basketball great. We should see it back in the NBA Finals. Boston Celtics would win. They'd storm the court. I actually thought Virginia did a great job of forming that human shield. And the one flaw was they didn't escort Duke to the locker room. But I'm with you, Greg. You can't take this out of basketball, but you don't want court stormings to be like the Harlem Shake, where everybody's doing it and it jumps the shark.
Once again, I'm the old man at the desk telling everybody to get off my lawn. It is only a matter of time before something bad happens. Someone's going to get really injured, or there's going to be some type of an ugly incident. You guys played. Imagine what it would have been like at the age of 18, 19, 20 years old. Your blood is up. You've lost a game, and now some fan is coming at you and screaming. There's going to be some type of an ugly incident. And when it happens, folks like us are going to be on TV, on the radio saying,
no, we're not. You might, but I'm not.
Listen.
I don't have a problem with it. Listen, you can't make society perfect. I mean, you're right. You may have a scenario where there might be an injury, but this thing's been going on forever, and for the most part, we haven't had injuries. So you're going to say if there is one injury, we need to absolve ourselves.
We know that if a Duke player got bumped, he probably would have fallen down and taken charge anyway.
Enjoy the game.
Go have a good time.
Let's make society perfect. Thanks for joining us on AT&T at the half. Back out to Ian and Clark for the second half right after this.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Our CBS crew sweating over hot television machinery. Halftime here at the Carrier Dome. 23-19 Louisville leading Syracuse. We'll come back after a word from your local station. You're watching CBS Sports, home of the 2013 Men's National Championship. CBS Sports college basketball coverage is sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible. The new Buick Enclave. It's smart, made beautiful. And by Avis. Just about set. Second half action. 23-19 Louisville leading Syracuse. Ian Eagle along with Clark Kellogg. Always a great atmosphere here at the Carrier Dome. But you sense that panic is beginning to set in for Syracuse fans after what they've seen the last couple of games and in this first half.
Well, a little anxiety because the ball's not going in the basket. Yeah. Neither team really shot it that well, but Louisville found a way to get a few more buckets, particularly, I thought, inside.
Liberty Mutual first half stats. 4-point lead for Louisville. They shot at 6 of 16, 2-point range, 3 of 13, 3-point range, and Gorgie Jang all around strong half for Louisville.
Most impactful player on the floor in 17 minutes, 10 rebounds, 7 points, a block shot, poor shooting for the Orange. They got good looks. That's a quality look that doesn't go for Trish. Another quality look from the team's best three-point shooter. And in this second half, because you don't have a real presence inside, these guys have to get it going. They combined for only 9 points and made only 4 of 20 field goal attempts. That has to improve dramatically for Syracuse to try to get on top here.
Syracuse and Louisville, second half at the Carrier Dome with the Cardinals in front, 23-19.
You know, one of the other things in terms of being able to get you jump-started offensively, if Syracuse can get some fast break chances by reinforcing misses and then rebounding out of the zone and attacking in the full court, that might get the shooting percentage up as well.
Smith, the dribble drive. Siva gets rid of it. Jang now, shot clock winding down. Siva forced to put it up. And it comes off the rim. Rebound. Controlled by Sutherland. Getting a start in this second half for Syracuse.
Only 1 of 8 in that first half was Sutherland.
Smith goes down.
Got numbers if you attack here, Syracuse.
Trish lost it for a moment. A fling and a foul called. Christmas trying to catch it inside, and he was shoved underneath by Bohannon.
Bohannon obviously wrenched his shoulder a bit. See him working with it.
Coming up for Louisville, they'll be home for Cincinnati on Monday and then home for Notre Dame next Saturday here on CBS. Carter Williams got tied up a bit with Siva. Fair on a kickout. Sutherland searching for his stroke. Just over a minute gone by in the second half. 4-point lead for Louisville. Trish using the screen, the spin move, and he draws the foul.
Syracuse running a high ball screen against this zone, which can be effective more so after you get the ball swung. I think it's got to be done off of more movement. They get something good out of it here. Actually, pretty good play on the ball by Blackshear, but Trish going to get to the line.
So Blackshear picks it up on the slap down. And now it's Brandon Trish, 74% shooter. 4-year starter. Brandon Trish, his 136th consecutive start for Syracuse. That is second all time behind Derek Coleman, who played here from 86 to 90.
One of Syracuse's all-time greats, Derek Coleman, along with Dave Bing and Cycli and Douglas and Washington, Moten. Obviously, Carmelo as well had his number retired last week.
Smith with the smooth stroke. He's got 11. Coleman had his number retired a year ago when Syracuse and Louisville played here at the Carrier Dome. 25-21.
Excuse me, Ian Smith having a very effective offensive game here today. That's a good sign for Syracuse.
So Trish on the fadeaway. He's got 6 points now. And Louisville up on Syracuse by 2. Just about 2 minutes gone by in the second half. Syracuse 20 or more wins now for the 35th time under Jim Boeheim. Ball fake, Jang. Set it up for Blackshear, the 3.
A little better shooting here in this first couple of minutes both ways. The teams combined, Ian, to make only 18 of 62 field goal attempts. 4 of 21 from the three-point line combined, and 2 of 9 free throws. Now, good defense is being played, but guys are bricking shots that they need to make.
Smith on a reach-in foul against Carter Williams. That's number 2 on the Louisville guard. 17:32 mark of this second half. 13 foul against Louisville. Michael Carter Williams, sophomore, 6'6", 185, gives it up inside. Christmas with the throwdown.
There are a lot of ways to try to get that ball inside with the pass, in transition, and off the dribble. Beautifully done that time by Williams.
First 2 of the day for Rakeem Christmas. Jang outside. Smith, a little bit of a stumble. Bank shot doesn't go. It's knocked out for Jang. And his pass deflected by Syracuse, out of bounds.
This is what Michael Carter Williams can do really well with his size and vision. Played through some contact there, got to the lane, and then a late find got Christmas to dunk.
4 assists now for Carter Williams. Shot clock is down to 12. Blackshear, air ball. Caught by Sutherland.
Yeah, I think Syracuse has to probe early here if they can. They back out of it.
So they'll get Christmas a touch. Now it's Trish. Lob and slam. Sutherland upstairs for the Orange. Fans on their feet at the Carrier Dome. It's a 1-point game. Jang, the turnaround. Rimming, no. Rebound knocked off of Louisville.
This was a delayed early attack, and this is something Syracuse has to look to do more of. Nice job by Trish to penetrate with his head up. He really wanted to draw defenders so he could make that pass. That was pre-planned and well executed by Brandon Trish.
Syracuse opens up the second half, 3 of 4 from the field. Last time they led was 7-6 at the 14:40 mark of the first half. They have a chance to grab the lead here. Trish, another lob. This time, Van Tree steps in. Fair, tough angle. The follow, Christmas got his hands on it. Thrown down, and a tie-up. Possession arrow belongs to Syracuse. A break in the action. It's heating up at the Dome. Tuesday on CBS, television's newest police partners are back for another round. Don't miss the new drama, Golden Boy. That's Tuesday at 10, 9 Central, only CBS. Different energy in this building to start this second half. Syracuse And Louisville in a tight one, 15:57 to go. Rakeem Christmas giving Cuse a little burst inside, throwing his body around. Sophomore from Philadelphia, impact defensive player. They haven't gotten a lot of offense from that center position. That's been an issue.
That has been an issue, but to start this second half, they have gotten the ball inside. All 4 field goals in the paint.
Trish, the floater, no. Rebound, Fair tracks it down. And a reload for Syracuse.
I like the aggressiveness of Trish. He's not settling. He's trying to get himself inside that foul line area.
Sutherland, long three, bottom. James Sutherland, the senior from Bayside, Queens, New York. 7-0 run. Blackshear gives it up. Van Treese will clear it. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Ware will fire, and he can to triple. Kevin Ware, originally from the Bronx, moved from New York to Georgia at the age of 14, and Ware seeing more minutes for Louisville. CBS Sports coverage of NCAA men's basketball will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Right now, let's take a look at the AT&T Fast Analysis. Clark Kellogg.
Compliments of the CBS Eye Trackers. We're going to take a look at Louisville doing an excellent job attacking the zone defense. Highlight that foul line area. Ware gets it to Smith, and he's attacking that Big East logo and draws defenders, and Zhang puts himself in front of the rim for an easy one.
Problem for Louisville, Peyton Siva is 0 of 7. He is scoreless. Siva is in there. Smith and Zhang will sit. Syracuse handles the pressure. Sutherland just made a long three for Syracuse.
He's got a beautiful stroke, and in the gym range, anywhere in the building he can shoot it from.
Here's Fair, the penetration, the pull-up. Count it.
Really like the aggressiveness I'm seeing from Syracuse in not settling for perimeter shots. They're really probing and getting shots in that 10 to 12 foot area, and a couple at the rim as well to start this second half.
Here's Siva, short. Sutherland couldn't grab it, Trish does. Syracuse looking to push. Inside, Van Treese steps in front of Sutherland for the steal. Trish had the right idea, got it to him a little bit too late.
Yep, just a fraction. And against Louisville with that recovery speed, that's a turnover.
Louisville sets up its offense. Siva's off the ball. Ware will handle it. Now Blackshear, keep it on the perimeter.
No real inside scoring threat at the foul line with Zhang out of the game.
Siva, 7 to shoot. Van Treese missed it. Fair, the rebound in traffic. Under 14 minutes to play. 32-31, Syracuse in front of Louisville. Fair squares. Rebound, Siva helping out. With the board.
Both of these teams do a pretty good job of gang rebounding. Everybody pursues the pumpkin.
Siva using the screen from Van Treese. Zhang and Smith are getting ready to check in.
Not much penetration for Louisville. Ware, that's 2 big buckets he's hitting.
Combo guard Kevin Ware has got a lot of potential. It's very long at 6'2", 175, and a foul on Siva.
Nice job by Ware to get right to that elbow area of the foul line. Because he's so quick, you have to respect his ability to go all the way, and then the nice pull-up.
And by his own admission, it took him a year to learn the system under Rick Pitino. Last year was a feeling-out process. And this year, they've gotten some quality minutes out of Ware in certain spots.
Getting some quality minutes right now. He's had the last 5.
Oh, Carter Williams can't finish it. He took it all the way to the rim. Fight for it, Christmas. Tie up, possession arrow to Louisville.
Nice take and good elevation. Everything but the period on this sentence. No, he just kind of squeezed it as he was trying to punch it, and it went long. See the disappointment there. He wanted that one.
Missed opportunity for Carter Williams. Louisville gets the ball up by 1. 14 fouls against Louisville. Syracuse has yet to have a foul called against them in this second half. Where? A little too much dribbling. Jang lost it. Carter Williams comes out of the pack with it. Flick it to Sutherland. Yes, up right. James Sutherland's in double digits. He's got 10.
What a terrific job by MCW to set up that trailing three. He had wings running, the defense compressed, and he knew Sutherland was right behind him.
Offensive foul. Smith trying to work around Jang.
Take a look at Smith. There's the moving screen and an easy call as Jang tried to backpick Brandon Trish.
5 team fouls against Louisville.
Could be a big storyline if you just made note of it. 0 team fouls for Syracuse. That means if you're Syracuse, continue to attack and get the ball inside as much as you can.
Fair, back in, using his body. Turns, short. Jang grabs it. And Louisville will trigger the break. Smith using the speed and a bump out front on Carter Williams. So that'll be the first team foul against Syracuse. Louisville will have it on the side when we come back. Syracuse up by 2 on the Cardinals. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Ram Trucks. Engineered to move heaven and earth. Guts, glory, Ram. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up. And by Bud Light. It's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. Syracuse has looked like a different team in this second half. What's changed in your mind first half to second half for Jim Boeheim's crew?
Well, you hit on it as we went to the commercial break in terms of the mindset being more aggressive. They haven't settled. They've taken that ball foul line below and got good shots in that area and also at the rim. They've been more quick in attacking the zone. Louisville has been a little more tentative here in this first 8 minutes or so. So they've got to get back to probing and getting inside, trying to draw fouls. And with this lineup on the floor, you've got Smith and Ware, both capable penetrators. Bohannon, Blackshear, your three-point shooter, and then Jang.
Louisville has shot it at 40% in the second half. 4 turnovers. Syracuse 50%, just 2 turnovers. 2-point lead for the Orange. Smith defended by Trish out front, 9 to shoot. Using the Jang screen, the zigzag, and the jumper doesn't go. Jang comes in. Last touch by Carter Williams. That's all Jang on an effort play.
Terrific. You're right on top of it, Ian. Exactly right. He doesn't give up on the ball. I mean, he pursues it every single time, and he may not get it, but sometimes his pursuit of it retains possession.
Double team, and Jang will use a timeout in the corner. 12 rebounds for Gorgie Jang. 2-point game in the Carrier Dome.
Just one of their last 12 shots. Oh my! Oladipo, and he's fouled! This is how. Gets in the passing lane. Oladipo! They keep getting better and better.
From 4 down to a couple up, and James Sutherland has been in the middle of it, inside and outside. A honey sweet stroke within the gym range. He's got 8 points here in the second half.
He has scored double figures each of his last 7 games. Did not play the first time these two teams met in January. Academically ineligible. Ware, the drive and kick. Smith on the move. Met by Christmas. Knocked out of bounds. Louisville will hold on to it. Smith was looking for a call.
And he needs to look weak side on the penetration because the zone had shifted to ball side, and that backside shooter, who's Blackshear, was open.
Siva on the bench for Louisville. It's Smith and Ware on the backcourt. Smith, the floater. Russ Smith. 13 for Smith.
Some guys just have a knack for putting the ball in the basket from all kinds of angles with all kinds of shots. That's what number 2 for Louisville can do.
Just a natural scorer that can carry the team during stretches of time. And we are tied at 35. Sutherland, dump it to Fair, 10 to shoot. Fair almost lost it, and a foul called against Ware.
That is the 16th foul now on Louisville.
It is.
Take a look at this, folks. Using the pick and roll, gets into the lane. You got to have this in your package if you're a small guard. The floater, the teardrop, the falling leaf. And Russ has it in his repertoire.
Could be a lot of free throws in Syracuse's future, depending upon their approach the rest of this second half. Shovel inside. Ball ricocheted out to Sutherland as Christmas couldn't squeeze it. Plenty of time on the shot clock and a turnover.
Christmas just wasn't quite ready to finish on the catch because he had a layup. But you've got to recognize that, squeeze it, and then power it up right away.
Tied at 35, Louisville and Syracuse. 9:40 to play in the second half.
Good look at this zone defense and how Louisville's going to try. They're using the ball screen.
Smith, the shake and bake, doesn't go. Strong rebound and a foul called as Bohannon got great position on the interior.
He's got really good feet and an ample frame, and he knows how to use it. He just shoehorned himself along the baseline and then rooted out James Sutherland. Good power base and a strong attempt to get it up and down.
That's number 3 on Sutherland. Bohannon, a 54% shooter. Hancock will check in for Louisville, and he replaces Blackshear. Bohannon really stepped it up in the NCAA tournament last year. Louisville, a surprise team in the Final Four. Jim Boeheim says they're better this year.
I agree. The experience they gained from a year ago. Gorgie James' improvement as an offensive player.
Catch and shoot. Sutherland knocks it down. It's a 3.
The scouting report says you need to crowd him and run him off the line. If you don't, you're at his mercy, and he's having a big second half here.
Major perimeter threat. Hancock answers with a triple.
Cool hand loop with the mute button.
39-38 Louisville. 8:45 left to play. Carter Williams, the cut by Trish, high off the window, it rims out. Rebound, Carter Williams, knocked out of his hands and it's out of bounds. Syracuse will hold on to it.
Catch and shoot, it doesn't get any better than this. James Sutherland, beautiful stroke. And then Luke Hancock says, I can match you from deep, about 4 feet behind the line.
Sutherland has 13, 11 in the second half. Syracuse is 3 out of 3 from three-point territory since halftime.
Eyeing for a low-scoring game. We've got a little bit of action going on here.
Dangerous pass, Trish. And it's a turnover. Blackshear got his hands on it, and then a battle between Blackshear and Fair. Last touch by Syracuse.
You know, you see more and more teams do that because there's no foul. I think that's a bailout and a settle when you try to make this pass, and it's high risk. Good effort by Blackshear, and he forces a turnover. You got to execute better in the half court when you're inbounding from your baseline.
39-38. Jang, the return feed right to the broadcast area. And that's not where Jang wanted it to go.
Coming right at us, a zig on a pass that zagged. Just a failure to communicate and a turnover going the other way.
That's 12 Louisville turnovers. Syracuse has turned it over 10 times. A 1-point game. We approach 8 minutes to play. Second half. High screen, Christmas.
Unless you find Sutherland for a high-quality look on the perimeter, that's where the ball needs to go inside.
Fair comes up short. Louisville up the floor in a hurry. Smith stumbling to the rim. Jang is there for the layup. 9 points for Gorgie Jang. And it was Smith pushing the ball in transition to create an opportunity. 3-point lead for Louisville. Carter Williams. Sutherland whips it inside. Fair, the spin, the lean, the shovel. It's good, and a The creativity of C.J. Fair. And a chance to tie this game at the free throw line when we come back.
C.J. Fair, typically he's as simple as pound cake, but this time just as sweet with a little icing.
Louisville and Syracuse, final meeting between these two teams as members of the Big East in the regular season. Chance they'll see one another in the Big East tournament, and who knows, down the road in the NCAA tournament as well. Our game summary, second half, three-point shooting in particular. Sutherland catching fire. He's 3 of 3, the team is, in the second half from long range. And Sutherland has been a big part of the rally for Syracuse. C.J. Fair has just been that stabilizing force, not just in this game, Clark, but basically throughout the season for Syracuse.
All season long. He is really one of the most undervalued players in the country, I think, for the quality of his performance and the consistency of it.
Complimentary player his first 2 years as that ball rims out, chance to tie it. But obviously a lot more responsibility in this his junior year under Jim Boeheim. Louisville 41, Syracuse 40. Siva still on the bench as Kevin Ware gets extended run for Rick Pitino's team. Smith turns the corner and a foul called on the pass. That is just the third team foul against Syracuse. 7 against Louisville. Number 2 on Trish.
You know, if Russ Smith can harness that speed, which is electrifying, to create opportunities like the one he almost created there for Hancock, it makes him really effective and a hard guy to deal with for the opponent, because you know he can score and draw fouls, but if he gets to where he's making good solid passes to teammates open for shots, then it becomes real problematic.
Just under 7 minutes to play. Extra feet inside, wheeling the flail, but Hannon. And a foul called underneath. Tomorrow on CBS, the Amazing Race heads to New Zealand. Could this be the last leg of the race for a desperately injured team? New Amazing Race, that's tomorrow only. CBS. Christmas called for the foul, his third. Both teams are under 40% at the free throw line today, and those poor numbers continue. Bohannon to 54% shooter.
Louisville typically a 71% free throw shooting team. That's because Siva is at 89.
That's right.
And Smith is at 80 plus, and they typically take the bulk of the free throws. Syracuse 68% on the year, but as you mentioned, both teams well below the norm here today.
1 out of 2 for Bohannon. It's a 2-point lead for Louisville. Pressure. How does Syracuse handle it? Ware goes for the steal. It's out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals.
This is where I would like to see you not get another 10 seconds to get the ball across the court in college basketball.
You've earned it as a defense.
You've earned it as a defense. They should only have 5 seconds to get this ball across to not penalize excellent defense.
Carter Williams does get it across for Syracuse. Settle in here, a half-court set for the Orange. Sutherland trying to get him involved. Tight defense there by Hancock. He extends all the way out. 8 to shoot. Sutherland knocked away. Hancock makes the play defensively.
That's not his strength. Sutherland trying to make a play late in the shot clock. He should be moving to receive a pass instead of trying to create.
We close in on 6 minutes to play in the second half. Jang takes a peek. Smith. Extra feed. Hancock pump fake. Jang to the rim. Denied, but a foul. Gorgie Jang will shoot a pair.
That's pretty good basketball there, Ryan. Ball movement, patience. Jang at the end of it, taking it strong to the hoop. Clearly got raked across the arm.
They called it on Christmas. Carter Williams was the last line of defense. Christmas got him on the arm. And that's going to be number 4 on Rakeem Christmas. Jang shoots it at 67%. Christmas will sit. And coming back into the game is Keita. Jang has bulked up. He has put on 55 pounds since coming to Louisville. now listed at 245. Last touch by Trish. Syracuse turns it over in the backcourt. And the pressure defense getting to the Orange right now.
And that's one of the things Louisville relies on, the cumulative effect of constant harassing defense, really rearing its head late in the ball game to where your fatigue leads to mental mistakes.
5:45 to play, 44-40 Louisville. Got time to work with on the shot clock, but Hancock will stroke the three. Luke Hancock extends the Louisville lead. What a difference maker he's been off the bench for Rick Pitino. 9 for Hancock. Louisville up by 7.
Made just one of their last 12 shots. Oh my! Oladipo, and he's fouled! This is how. Gets in the passing lane. Oladipo! They keep getting better and better.
Louisville starting to clamp down. Watch Trish back off of a standstill shooter. That's just a terrible breakdown. The scouting report on Hancock is crowding and get him off the line. Why Trish backed off in that situation is beyond me.
Louisville has its largest lead. Syracuse was up 38-36. Louisville's on an 11-2 run and a foul called on Smith. That will send Carter Williams to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Let's take a look. Russ Smith trying to get up into him. He does and commits the foul. Actually, he puts such pressure on you and gets under you, but there was the foul right there, and then he tried to sell a push, but he had committed the foul early. Good call by the officials there.
Syracuse 2 of 6 from the line. Carter Williams drains the first. Monday, Dave's got Bruce Willis, Kate Upton, and later in the week, catch Jennifer Lawrence, plus Melissa McCarthy, followed by Craig Ferguson, only CBS. Carter Williams hits on a pair. First points for Carter Williams since scoring the first 5 of the day for Syracuse. He's got 7. Smith trying to fend off Trish. Jane, kick out, Ware a 3, rimming out. And it's rebounded by Keita.
That's terrific offense by Louisville. Excellent offense, and now Syracuse has a chance. They've got to think attack inside.
Carter Williams slicing left hand with Jane coming out to defend him. That is a tough bucket for Michael Carter Williams in heavy traffic.
But I like the aggressive mindset. Don't settle. Put it on the floor, and then you've got to finish oversized, and MCW does.
Clark, you think back to a year ago, Michael Carter Williams was not a factor for this Syracuse team. There was just too much talent in front of him with the likes of Joseph and Waiters and Scoop Jardine. He was sitting for games at a time, and now a year later, they're leaning on Carter Williams to make plays just like that.
Yeah, he was incubating, and he
much
stepped out of the incubator, and he can make a variety of plays for you, as he's shown us with the last 4 points for Syracuse.
What's working for Louisville?
Patience, making sure the ball gets probed inside and then getting it to the opposite side. They've done a good job of reversing the ball.
Bohannon. Rebound knocked up in the air. And a push will send Carter Williams to the free throw line. Bohannon with the foul for Louisville.
It appeared as though maybe they called that play out of the timeout for Louisville because Bohannon can make that shot. We look at the tail end of it, and clearly number 21 in black gets his forearm in the middle of Michael Carter Williams' back. Remember now, he scored the big buckets in Louisville, Michael Carter Williams did, back on January 19th. I think he had 9 of the last 11 to lead the Orange to that 2-point win.
The lanky sophomore has scored 5 straight, and now 6 in a row for Syracuse to cut this Louisville lead down to 1.
And he's enjoying the moment.
4:20 to play, second half at the Carrier Dome. Jang leans in, short. Rebounded by Sutherland.
Boy, tough shot that time for Jang.
Syracuse, they're going to go back in front. They trail 47-46. Sutherland to Fair, the jump shot doesn't go. Knocked out of bounds off of Louisville. 3:50 mark in Syracuse. A one-point game.
It's one of the biggest spectacles in college hoops. Exuberant students running onto the floor after a win, engulfing a victorious team in merry chaos. It's hectic, even a little scary, when waves of fans storm the court.
They're knocking us down! They're knocking us down! Oh my God, they knocked us down here. Help me, run! There's more chance of a player getting hurt in this mess than there was during the game. Wisconsin's fans, quite frankly, they didn't give a damn.
Rushing the floor got some of its first big-time national exposure in 1974. At Notre Dame, Digger Phelps' Fighting Irish held off UCLA, ending the Bruins' record 88-game winning streak.
It's all over. The number one ranked UCLA Bruins have been upset by the Irish of Notre Dame, 71-70.
But there have been times when the fun gets out of hand and people get hurt. In 2004, Nick Robinson hit this game-winning shot for Stanford.
Yes! Come on! Stanford stays unbeaten! It's a mob scene!
While Robinson was unharmed at the bottom of a mad pile, Jerry Plunkett, wife of Stanford's Heisman Trophy winner Jim Plunkett, was pinned underneath her chair and suffered a leg injury during the stampede. The SEC has taken action against storming the floor, fining universities for offenses.
Long, way outside for the three. It's good. It's good.
But with the SEC the only conference to take a stand against storming the floor, as long as teams pull out big games at home, there seems to be no end to these scenes of basketball bedlam.
Remaining for the Cardinals, one for Syracuse. Syracuse is in the double bonus, and the possession arrow belongs to the Orange. 1:28 to play. Tied at 48. Carter Williams. Over to Sutherland. Fair gives it up inside. Trish, off balance delivery, knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Louisville. New shot clock for Syracuse to work with, 1:15 on the game clock. Trish, the bounce. Taken away. It's Hancock with a steal.
Well, you got to run through the ball. I think it was a little off target the pass, but the receiver has to be ready to go through that ball.
Second time in the second half that Trish has turned it over off an inbounds. And Rick Pitino will take a timeout with 58.6 remaining.
We look at it from behind Brent, then Trish. Well, that's just a case where Williams didn't squeeze it.
Louisville has possession. Game reset. One timeout remaining for each team. 18 fouls against Syracuse. Cardinals with the basketball, 56 seconds to play.
No surprise that Russ Smith has it. They want him to try to penetrate and create.
Hancock, bottom, a three.
Big time.
51-48. Luke Hancock has come off the bench and has been a big contributor for Louisville.
And I love the quickness of the shot there because it gave him a 2-for-1 chance.
Carter Williams is off the mark for three. And now there's just a 3-second difference, shot clock to game clock. They have to foul Russ Smith in the backcourt with Louisville up by 3.
I think you saw Rick Pitino's NBA background come out there on the quick attack, put it in Russ Smith's hands, penetrate. Hancock has been lethal all day from the arc, and they took a quick shot. Even had they not scored, it would have been a 2-for-1 situation for Louisville.
When these two teams met in January, Louisville was number 1 in the country, and we know there's been a revolving door at that number 1 spot. Smith, the free throw, it's good. Louisville's the only team to lose as a number 1 at home this season. And the Cardinals certainly remember that they let that game slip away at the Yum Center. 15 for Russ Smith. Hancock, 4 of 5, all 3-pointers. Smith gets the roll on the second attempt. Louisville extends the lead to 5. 33 seconds left. Carter Williams met there by Smith, forced to give it up.
Louisville doesn't want to foul.
Trish turns it over. It's stolen by Ware. 23 seconds left. And a foul given. 15 turnovers for Syracuse.
And a couple of costly ones late. Let's take a look. Good movement of the feet. That's good defense by Louisville there. I didn't see any contact that warranted the whistle. That was excellent defense. And Luke Hancock has been cool and productive in a big way in big moments here.
When Jim Larrañaga left for Miami, Rick Pitino reached out to him because Hancock was not going to stay at George Mason, and Larrañaga told him his basketball IQ is off the charts. He'll help you win games. And we've seen that develop here today for Louisville.
Yeah, he's been terrific.
Ware.
This kid's been pretty good as well on Russ Smith.
Syracuse running out of time now. 20 seconds left. Trish, the drive to the rim, hangs and draws the foul with 16.4. He'll go to the free throw line with a chance to cut it to 4.
The last thing you want if you're Louisville is a chance for points to be scored and the clock stopped. You're better off maybe just, it's hard for Jang not to challenge shots, but in that situation you just want to make sure you challenge without fouling. Or let them go and make a layup and then play basketball from there.
Syracuse had taken a 48-47 lead with an 8-0 run, and that's their first point since. Siva in, and Bohannon to the free throw line, trying to get better free throw shooters on the floor. Rick Pitino. Trish nails a pair. Grant checks in for Syracuse. Coming up, West Virginia at Kansas. Triple header today on CBS. Carter Williams, the deflection, and it goes through the legs. And out of bounds, last touched by Syracuse. They had a chance to scoop it up.
Yep.
Grant was there. Cato was in the area, and it was the right call as Louisville will get possession.
Almost came up with a big turnover. Just unable to squeeze it. Louisville by 4.
Game reset. Syracuse has 1 timeout remaining. Both teams are in the double bonus. Louisville has possession with a 4-point lead over the Orange. 13.8 to play in this second half. Hancock will be the trigger man on the sideline for Louisville.
Well, it's quick, go for a steal, and immediate foul.
And they foul Ware, who's a 67% free throw shooter, 12.3 on the clock. Fair will pick it up. Ware to the strike for 2.
Well, if you're Louisville, you want to cash these in, and even if you don't, no foul. Young man's had a strong second half, hasn't he, Ian?
Sure has. And Ware is working his way into this rotation based on the fact that he can handle the ball. He can also shoot the 3. Louisville riding a 4-game winning streak. They've won 7 of their last 8, and they're closing in on another W here. Carter Williams stripped to the ball. Outside, Fair's jumper is good. With 4.6 on the clock, C.J. Fair hits the 3. It's a 1-possession game, 56-53. No timeouts left. Possession arrow does belong to Syracuse if they could get into a tie-up situation. We've got a 3-point game with 4.6 remaining on the clock.
And that's exactly what you're trying to do. If you're Syracuse, deflection, tie up, force a turnover somehow, some way. You can get the ball, you don't have time other than to get it up behind the 3-point line. Louisville, on the other hand, solid screens, run to and through the pass.
Hancock gets it in quickly. Siva along the baseline, and then he triggers in with a foul called. 3.4. Russ Smith heading to the stripe. He is 4-5.
Little version of football option right there.
A little bit.
Yeah. Worked effectively. Well, you're one free throw away from getting out of here with a W.
Didn't see a whole lot of rusticulous here today. Smith was more or less under control and has played the way that Rick Pitino wants him to play.
Exactly. This is a team that can win it all. I really believe that, and because of the experience, nobody has the same level of experience in terms of Final Four experience as this team does.
Carter Williams lets it fly at the horn. The Louisville Cardinals playing their best basketball of the season at the right time of year. They get the win at the Carrier Dome over Syracuse, 58-53, the final. Well executed down the stretch by Rick Pitino's team. For Clark Kellogg, this is Ian Eagle. Coming up next, game 2 of our triple header today of West Virginia at Kansas. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports, home of the 2013 men